Hello, everybody. My name is Ken Masson. I am the president of the Rotary Club of World Disability Advocacy. We're a club that focuses globally on the human rights of people with disabilities. And today we are talking with two ladies from different countries, but they have much in common. Anne is from Kenya, and Natalia is from Colombia. And we're going to talk about the subject. Both of them are running leagues, different sports, but much things are similar for blind sports. Anne is involved in blind golf, and Natalia is involved in blind tennis. So let's start with you alphabetically, Anne. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell us about you and the project that you're doing?
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Anne Irura Orenita from Nairobi, Kenya, and I am the founder of Golden Tea Inclusive Golf, where we champion for persons with disabilities to play golf. We focus mainly on all disabilities, be it physical, intellectual, and we have been doing this for about a year or so. And it is I'm very honored to be here this evening with Ken and Natalia.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Anne. And Natalia, can you tell us about yourself and what's the project you're working on?
Okay, my name is Natalia. I'm from Colombia. We have been doing blind tennis since 2019, like 6 years ago. We start to have international competitions in England and Italy in 2023 and 2024 last year. Well, we were working with blind and low vision players, and we're so happy, to enjoy with you guys. Thanks.
Thanks, Natalia. It's interesting. Um, let's kind of get into why you're doing this and what is your passion for doing this.
For starters, I happen to work in a special school. It's a school in Nairobi, Kenya that caters for children with learning disability called Kenya Community Center for Learning. And some few years ago, when I started working there, we started a golf program because one of the parents came and they said that their children were not very accommodated at the golf course and the golf clubs because they have a disability. And she requested if the school could start one, and that is how I got started being involved with golf. And then I started talking about my children with intellectual disabilities playing golf. But then, as time went by, I realized that if we are changing these lives through only this small group of people, how many more children could we touch their lives, or could we change their lives if we started making these accessible for more children? And that is how I started doing a lot of research about golf to see who exactly can play golf and who cannot. To my surprise, everyone can play golf, only that it has not been very, very well advocated, and especially here in my country. And that is now how I went in full throttle to championing for inclusion, talking about how golfers without disabilities should make their club accessible, should be more open to welcoming persons with disabilities. And that, for me, it's a passion that I have been pushing forward. And so far, I can say that I've made some strides forward. And despite the challenges that we'll talk about later, I am very happy to be here and to have made the steps that we have made, including having a blind golf team.
That's, and tell me how many people are you working with right now?
In last year, we started a golf program. with a school at the coast of Kenya called Likoni School for the Blind. We have done several sessions with them. And during the first clinic, that is when they were just doing the introduction. Those kids were super amazing. Some had this natural swing, some were very excited to learn a new game, and that is I actually.
Excellent.
So far I have about 14 students that I'm working with.
Oh, that's excellent. And you started with just a few, is that correct? And
Sorry?
you started with just a few, correct? And now you're
Yes, we just
14.
started with one school in Mombasa that we're still working on, but we are hoping to go to other schools across the country.
Oh, okay, great. So Natalia, what is your passion for doing what you're doing?
Well, um, it's everything, no? When I was a little, I started playing tennis with my dad, and I didn't have my retinosis pigmentaria. I don't know how you say in English, but it was a challenge for me because when I was a kid, it was something very important for me, But tennis, it was no what am I doing right now that it's blind tennis, a low vision. So when this disability came to my life, I just think, okay, God, I think this is something that you just give me as a mission, and I really want to work with my community and tell me how can I start to do this, because we don't have support, we don't have money, we don't have anything, but we have passion and we have our heart to do it. So when I just knew about blind tennis, that it's something that, I mean, is real, and we're doing this in more than 30 countries. It was, when I just realized that this is something that it's real. They have tournaments. They just move around the world. So I said, well, we're going to start in Latin America and in Mexico, in Argentina, in Colombia, and most of the Latin American countries, we are doing blind tennis. So it's something that you just, want to do every single day, starting with the kids, with young people, with people over 40, 50 years. I mean, no matter your age, it's just, to have the desire to do it. Uh, I mean, you can do it for fun or you can do it for competition, but every single door it's open for their families too. And this is something that I just do it because I really love to do it. So it's it's a passion that, I mean, it's in my heart all the time.
Uh, and Natalia, how common is blind tennis in the world?
Well, I mean, you mean the countries? How many countries?
No, but in the world in general, is this something that's global? Is there blind tennis players everywhere?
Well, in Europe, for example, I mean, we have more than 20 countries. I mean, we're still, like showing the sport, but I mean, Australia, for example, they're doing a very, very good job. And actually, the Grand Slams in tennis, they're doing how do you say, exhibitions, yes, like
Hmm.
yeah, they're showing the sport. So we're growing up, we're growing and growing every single year, and at this moment I think this is the best year because um, in Europe, in Europe, especially in Europe and England, you know they're doing a very good job. So we're hoping here in Latin America we can start doing next year the first Latin American blind tennis tournament. So we're working on that.
Excellent. And the same question to you: how common is blind golf around the world?
In Kenya, It's very new. As a matter of fact, I think we only have two golfers in the whole country that have been playing golf. In Africa, we have South Africa only, but in Europe, it's big. That is why right now there's so many challenges that we are facing is the fact that in Kenya, most of the time when I even tell people that we have blind golfers, the first question you get is, how can they play? They can't see. That is the very first question everybody will ask me. And I'm like, most of the times we don't even need to see things. We need to feel them. And
Exactly.
I remember one person who told me that with sight you can be limited, but with vision you can go far.
Very
So
good.
as long as you have the vision of what you want to hit, the ball that you want to hit, you can be able to do it.
Yeah.
So that is one of the challenges that even the two golfers who are playing here in Kenya are not very are not very well known, that they are actually blind golfers who are already playing. So when I tell people that, yeah, actually we are training some children who are blind and have visual impairment to play golf, the first question is the same. Why? How? I remember when I was still thinking about this golf, one of my athletes with a physical disability attended a tournament in South Africa, his very first tournament for persons with disabilities. And when he came back, I was asking him about how his experience was. And he told me he had the best experience, and he came in second. But he told me, I'm going back to beat the person who was the first one. I'm like, wow, that is very interesting. Yes, because the person who beat me is blind, and I couldn't understand how. And I told him that is now the next version of you that we are training here. And
Yes.
now that even motivated me further, that the people who are already doing this, who've been given the opportunity to train in golf, despite their visual impairment, are already doing it. So why not me? Push
Yeah.
the children, push the adults who may be trying to get into a sport that is so limited that so many people will brush it off in the first thought. Why not give so many people chances? So that is something that I love doing because it's a passion for me. And I'm so happy Natalia said the same thing, that for her, she does what she does because it's a passion. And for me, the same thing. You wake up today and you're thinking, you know what? I'll have two more children training. And that one just gives you this big satisfaction. It gives you a whole new purpose to life. And how better else to live life than living it for others?
There you go. And it's amazing how many people run into who are blind, and they say blind people can play golf, blind people can play tennis. They themselves are shocked that a blind person can do that. And I think not only is this good for the non vision impaired people to know that blind people can do that, but also both blind people themselves to know that they can do this, and that you guys are showing them that that is possible. Natalia, so what do you do then when somebody says blind people can't play tennis?
Well, I agree with Anna too that the same thing happens here in our country. And yes, in Colombia, in Bogota, the city, we're the only ones. I mean, I think there is two cities more that they want to start to do blind tennis in Colombia. But when we start all this beautiful dream, they don't believe on us. I mean, it was like, I can't believe, the same thing that a blind guy can, hit the ball and have fun and do all the things that you are saying, Natalia. I mean, and say, okay, if you don't believe, just try. Just try to do it. As the same thing happens with my community when I, just to motivate them to say, why don't you try to play tennis? But they feel a little bit scared when I say that. But when they have the motivation and they try, they say tennis is the best. I mean, it's something that you can how do you say, like heal, like sanador. I don't know how to say
Mhm.
this in English, but it's something that you just um, helps you in your health, in your life, in your health mentally. It's something that you can have fun, but we need to educate people, and try to communicate that it's something real, not just in Colombia, it's around the world, and even with their families, because that's another challenge too. I have um, a blind girl. She's 12 years old, and I just started to talk with her parents, and I say, "Hey, let me try to train Isabella, her name." I say, "Natalia, I don't believe that you can't do it." I don't think Isabella would like to play tennis. Believe me, probably we can try another sport. But with Isabella, just to start to hit the ball and just to have fun. I mean, her parents was like, "Oh, forgive me. I mean, this is something real, and I want to try with her too. I want to train with my girl too." So it's something about family, no? It's something together. It's not just to go and have fun with the players. It's just to get involved their families too. So this is something that we try to do every single day with our players.
So, and we have a member in our club from Uganda, Jagwe, who runs a blind football
Yeah.
league there. Um, I recently had interviewed on the club a gentleman from Kenya who climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. And we also have associated with a blind photographer, and all those things surprise people. They really surprise people. So the more we can do this, the better, because then we can lower that surprise level. And once we do that, then we're making major strides. So let's go back to you, Anne. So tell me about it. Now you've done this for a year. Tell me about some of the challenges you've been facing.
Uh, One of the biggest challenges, as I said, is that people, the surprise level is really high here. The fact that we only have two existing golfers in the whole country, so they haven't really interacted with so many people. And then the fact that I think we also need to do a lot of sensitization, because when it comes to rules, there are some accommodations in the golf rules that accommodate blind golfers. But since these ones are not known in our country, even sighted golfers don't know even the rules exist. So the very first question people keep asking is, how do they play? And they can see. And you see, and now unlike golf, unlike like tennis and football, where they have the balls with the how do you call the sound balls. In golf, we play with the same ball like everybody else. So what they need is somebody, an aide to walk with them, a sighted aide to walk with them and guide them. So that makes it even double the cost, because you have to, if it's not somebody who is like family who will just come and do this for you for free, you may have to pay an extra person to help you with your stance, with your everything, to guide you through the course. Then and you still need the caddy to carry your bag. So cost challenges are very, very high. But as we said, if we can lower the surprise level, and that is what I've been trying to do a lot. I talk about it a lot, like wherever I get a chance, I talk about blind golf specifically. I'm doing all the other golf for all the disabilities, because that is why Golden T inclusive golf is, it's for all. But I have realized that that is a big challenge. And if we can get this to the young children who are growing up. And one of the reason, the one of the blind golfers, I have had a lot of chances to interact with him, to play with him, to understand how he plays, how now the rules are applied on the golf course. And one of the things that he keeps telling me is that he hopes that whatever I'm doing will make sure that the next generation will not have to go through what he has gone through. Remember, when you're going to the course, you have to pay the course fee and everything and all the other costs associated with this. Then you pay an aid and pay a caddy. So he says that he hopes that our country will embrace, and our golf society is going to embrace blind golf, so that some of these costs are discussed and adjusted. And now that the younger generation will grow into to a society that is already aware that, yes, my daughter is visually impaired, or my daughter is blind, but they can try golf. My son, the same, they can try golf. I lost sight when I was an adult. I got sick or something happened, but still I can go and try and play golf. So the sensitization, the awareness is one of the things that has been a big challenge, but we're making progress. The Golf Federation, the Kenya Golf Union, has been very supportive of the cause, and you see now, when those kind of bodies are in support, that means that you're already making some progress, and then they see that there is real need for inclusion.
And I know at the beginning, though, you were struggling to find a course though that would accept you. Is that correct? That was a struggle at the beginning, not now necessarily, but there wasn't a course that would allow you in. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have struggled for people to understand what I do, and for people to understand what I am trying to do. Golf courses, as every other place, most of them reserve the right to admission. And the fact that most could not understand, what is this that you're telling us that you can have blind people play golf? Because remember, Ken, when we started this conversation was in 2023. And that was when I was trying to figure out how to get started. And the very first initiative I wanted to do for Golden Tea was blind team for girls, which it's still in the pipeline. I haven't been able to do that because I was not in luck with a few of them. I wasn't in luck to get enough partners coming on board to support. So I kind of put it out there on a shelf. Then when I went to this particular club in Mombasa, it's the Mombasa Golf Club, and I told them I want to host a clinic for children with disabilities, and in particularly blind children. And they were like, "You're most welcome. When are you coming? What do you need us to do?" So when you hear that, you get so motivated that you're not even, everything else stops being your worry. When you hear the words of, "You come, what do you need from us? We are all here to support you and the children that you're working with." And I have got, now I have got a few clubs already opening up their doors for me, especially the club that I work with in Nairobi, the Kenya Railway Golf Club, that has even gone further to install a ramp
Nice.
at the
Nice.
club, at the range,
Nice.
for accessibility.
Nice.
So those are the things that now are making me feel, yes, I have the zeal to continue fighting. This fight is being recognized more by the people who are who are the key, the key stakeholders, because we cannot do golf without the golf courses coming on board. We cannot do golf without the whole top level management coming on board. So at least now I can say I've made progress with the clubs. I have made progress with golfers, the mainstream golfers, because whenever I go to the course, by the time I'm done with my round, the four ball that I played with already know what I'm doing. And they may not even be from the same club, so they will still go and preach the same gospel to their club members. So I tend to do that a lot, to just play for fun and talk to the people that I get to play with. And now that one keeps spreading the word from one club to the other one.
Nice. Natalia, I assume this is a little, you relate to what she's saying, I'm sure. Tell me about the challenges you've gone through to get to the point of acceptance.
Wow, a lot. Well, we start with a team, no? We don't have a federation or public institution that they have been helping us at this point, no? I mean, we start because we really want to do this, and we have the support with the International Association by Tennis in Europe, but they just notice about tournaments, international tournaments, but we need to work here, doing the training, doing the balls, doing everything. And the huge thing, getting ball, I mean, how do you say, like, have the motivation, I mean, just give the motivation to the players, but at the same time, say, okay, we don't have money, but we need to try to get sponsors as many as we can, because we need to do the ball. I think this is the top number one challenge, just to have the ball. I'm going to show you the ball. This is the ball. So blind tennis is a Japanese sport. So if we want to get these balls, we have to pay a lot of money. So that's why we have the idea to create our own blind tennis Colombian balls. We did a very good job. We're very creative. And also we need, the materials to do it and everything, and the support to do it, but it's something that, it's a blessing. Something happens and we have the balls, but I think it's one of the huge challenge, just to have a lot of balls, to have a very good training, because there are a lot of players comes and come. The second challenge is the court. We need, how do you say, like, indoor courts, because the sound. So it has been very hard to find an indoor court, a hard court, no clay court, like, the conventional tennis. So we go to the parks and we play outdoor courts. We did a very good job, but it's not the right place to do it. So we were asking and we're knocking the doors to everywhere to see, if we can find an indoor course to have a very good training. Um, Another challenge is, I mean, we wish to play blind tennis around all Colombia, but we need also the to train the people, to do that, because we're doing here in Bogota, but we need more people to do in another cities, and just, ask people who wants to do it too. But we need support to do that. So we're doing in Bogota, we're doing a very good job, but we want to do more. So a lot of challenges, a lot.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm going. We got about 10 minutes left here, and I'm going to just take a little break here to give a little plug for the club. Once again, I'm the president of the co-president this year of the Rotary Club of World Disability Advocacy. We've been around for about 4 years now. We're in more than 30 countries, have close to 80 members, and we're working on making improving human rights for people with disabilities globally. And if you are interested, if I do this right, if you're interested in being a part of the club or want to find out more information about what we're doing, I put the email address here, which is RotaryWDA@gmail.com. Please write to us, and we will be glad to respond back to you. And if you want to get involved, as much as even being a member of the club, we have different ways that you can do that. Okay, great. So let's get back to for the final 10 minutes here. So, Anne, I think the two of you can relate to this question. Finding money, finding funds has to be a big challenge for you. Is that correct, Anne?
Yes, our biggest challenge has been finding money because we know that sometimes a disability may come with extra needs. So the same way a sighted person will learn golf is not the same way or the same speed that somebody with a visual impairment will learn. So we got very lucky that we have one of the pros at Mombasa Golf Club offering a lesson to the children for free. But then again, that is not enough. We need to have the children train more, and that, of course, needs money. Golf also needs equipment. And as Natalia said, we will also want to have this program replicated in across our country for starters. So in all the golf courses across the country, that we'd have a program running each and every club. And for us to do that, we would need funding. So funding has been a big challenge. We've only been able to do what we can. We haven't received any kind of support from maybe corporates or anything. So far, what we've been able to achieve is just through my friends who believed in my dreams and my idea. When it was even nothing, I'm telling them, hey, you guys, you know what? I'm going to start a blind golf training in Mombasa. And they're like, are you sure they can do this? I'm like, yes, I believe in them. And I want you also to believe in them. They're like, okay, if you believe in them, then we also believe in them. And that's how they come in and support us to do the little things we've been able to do. Also working with schools that, the people in charge are very supportive. They're committed to have to expose the children to all kind of good opportunities that are there. So that also really helps. But as you said, funding has still, with more funding, with corporate coming on board and us having sufficient funding, we could really do a lot. We could even have this team getting ready for competitions sooner than we have anticipated, because they would be able to get more training. They would be able to have the right training kit, the right training attire, which is something we're still struggling with. But then again, as long as we keep moving, as long as we keep doing something, I just believe that one day that will, every day you just do something. Every day you do whatever you can, as long as you don't stop. Because if we stop, the people who are looking up to us, what are they going to do? We are the ones who show them that this is a possibility. And that is why for me, for Golden Tea, with all the challenges that we have faced, with the financial difficulties that everything has come up with, I haven't given up. We have to continue fighting for our children, for other persons with disabilities, so that they get a seat at the table where they belong.
Nice, very nice. I'm sorry, there must have been a football game in here or something because everybody's honking the horns around me. Um, um, but in golf too, the equipment is very expensive. How do you deal with that?
Sorry? I
I said in golf the equipment is very expensive. So how do you deal with the equipment? It's not, the golf clubs are not cheap. Even the
uh,
golf balls are not cheap.
uh, luckily in Kenya we are lucky because for junior golf it's very affordable. I actually came to understand recently it's among the cheapest access to in the world because we have the Junior Golf Foundation, which there is very little for the registration. Then after that, the children are able to access different golf courses at very low cost. So now the challenge comes into the training and accessing equipment. What I've been doing is that I've been reaching out to different people, to golfers themselves, to donate the equipment they're no longer using. So far, that is what we have been using, and not enough because most of the time I get donation for adult clubs, not the junior kids, and those are the ones that we really need. But as I said, we use what we have, and we have been moving with what we have. So we get one set, that is what we've been using as we continue, trusting that better days are ahead as long as we don't give up because we can't. And I think Natalie really agrees with me that we can't give up. So the challenges of equipment, as long as we got one that we can work with, we do that. We can, as long as we can access the golf course to have one lesson, we do that, and we continue progressing.
So Natalia, tell me about funding in your situation. It's a challenge, correct?
Wow. Yes.
And tell me a little more about that. How are you dealing with the limited money? Can you hear me, Natalia?
Can I?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes. I'm sorry. Can you repeat
How
again?
do you deal with limited money?
Well, I'm just listening, Anne, and I say, "Wow, girl, congratulations!" Because if I, do something like golf here in Colombia, I mean, everybody was like, forget it. And well, this is a very good job that you're doing. I mean, speaking about blind tennis, it's still a challenge, as I told you before. We need money. Of course, we need money. But as you said, and I mean, we do as much as we can. I mean, with the few resources, with donations. Now I'm thinking about the new generations, because they really want to try a new sport, not the same ones that we know they are, Paralympics, and they know already. We have the challenge to give the blind tennis, the blind community new opportunities. For example, golf. For example, tennis. For example, I don't know, too many sports that we we don't know. Even we don't know. So I think we were not going to stop because the money. I mean, money is important. But the dreams of my community are important too. So I don't care if it's one or two, but that's why we're here, no, to show our sport. And it's showing, blind golf and blind tennis, and we're showing something that is real that we're doing. um, but I mean, it's a reality. We If we want to continue this uh, sports, we need more support to growing these sports in the future, no. So for example, we wish to go to next year to different international tournaments. What can we do with the money? This is a huge a good question, so it's hard. I mean, thinking about competition, thinking about um, to continue the program here. Um, we need resources. Yes,
Yeah.
it's a reality.
And you make your own tennis balls, correct?
Exactly. So this is a good help, no? But we also need to get the materials. I have a girl who did that. I mean, she's doing that with no money. I mean, we don't pay her to do that. She said, Natalia, I would just love to do this because it's a therapy. And I was like, really? My goodness, thank you. Thank you. But no, I mean, I wish to, give her, money and say thank you what you're doing. But I mean, it's not for, forever. It's not forever. So it's a blessing, to have, people like her. And I have another teacher, another coach. She's um, tennis coach, and she said, Natalia, I just love, your people. I mean, they're so happy all the time. I want to be happy with them because when I just train another, players that they don't have disability, they're like, okay, with another attitude. You guys have a very good attitude, so that makes things so different. So, well, we're not going to stop. That
Great.
happens to me too. And in my family, they say, Natalia, you're crazy. You're doing that without money. I mean, I don't know why you do that. I say, don't worry, don't worry. This is something that I really love. I mean, it's my community,
Here you
I have
go.
a disability.
There you go. I got a final question for each one of you. So let's start with Anne. And so where are we going from here? What is your plans for the future for blind golf?
For blind golf, I want to see the same program replicated in all the golf courses in Kenya. So that is a big task for me ahead. And I also want to see them participating in tournaments. I cannot wait to have a blind golf tournament. I mean, yes, that is equally big, but I just want to see it more happening for more persons with visual impairments, children and adults. So that is what I want to see coming soon.
Very good. Natalia, same question for you. Where we go from here?
Wow, I think one of my dreams, thinking about hearing blind tennis in Colombia, is to have the first blind and low vision tournament in Colombia. Of course, we have the players, but we need to motivate more players just to have that opportunity. Because if we do that, I mean, other people can say, okay, this is a reality here in our country. Because we have participated in international in England and Italy, and it's good. But here it's our home. We have to begin here in our home because they need to believe us that this is something real. Uh, and of course, just to play blind tennis in another cities in Colombia will be a dream. Um, we start international, but we need to start at home here in our country. Yes.
Nice.
So, mm,
Very nice. Well, I hope and pray that both of your dreams come true, and
Ken,
maybe there's
thanks.
somebody out there watching this is going to say, I love what they're doing, and you never know. And I want to support what they're doing. But we're very thankful that the two of you are doing what you're doing. We're very thankful that you have kept your passion. We're very thankful that even though you've faced resistance, you have stood up to it. And I know there, for the two of you, I'm sure there have been days when you were like, oh my God, why am I doing this? And you know why you're doing it. And that's when you remind yourself why you're doing it. And that's what keeps you alive. So much appreciate the two of you that are doing this.
Ken,
Thank
Yes,
you.
go ahead, Ann.
I would also wish to get into. I've really been having a very hard time getting to international blind golf.
Okay.
I
And is
so
there
it's
association?
yes,
Okay.
that is one of the associations that I would really, like to get work a collaboration with, because the handicapping system for for blind golfers is different from the mainstream golfers, and they
Okay.
are the ones who are in charge of that. So that is a kind of a collaboration that would really do the blind golfers in Kenya very good, because they could get an opportunity to have the handicaps in the system of the blind golf handicap. And like now, the ones who are already play in the same handicap as everybody else.
Okay.
So
So
those kind of collaborations I think, would really help us make a lot of strides.
what is keeping that from happening?
Emails that I don't know what happens to them.
Okay.
I've really been trying, but nothing yet so far.
Okay. We can continue this discussion offline.
Um,
So if
sorry,
anybody wants to get, go ahead, Natalia.
sorry, Ken. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Probably
Sorry.
I didn't say this before, but we have the opportunity to play with another disabilities too. We have the opportunity to go international tournament with a deaf and low vision player.
Uh,
So it was a huge challenge too. I was the first player who played this, international tournament, and I have a few intellectual players with a low vision. So it's it's something that important too, because we think something always like, oh, it's blind tennis, but what about if somebody wants to play and have another disability? They're welcome to.
oh, okay. Good to know. So if somebody, each one of you wants to get in touch with both of you, or one of you, is there, Anne, would you like them to go for the Rotary Club email, or do you have an email you can share with us? Anne?
We have our email. It's info@goldenteagolf.org.
Okay. And Natalia, the same for you? Do you have an email?
Yes. I don't know. Do you want me to spell P Passion?
Yeah,
That's
go ahead, spell
Spanish.
it. Yeah, go ahead,
Like
because,
PASION09 gmail.com. Pasión por el tenis.
okay, good.
I don't know if you want to write it.
I'll
Do
put
you
it
have
when
it
we,
right?
yeah,
Okay.
when we put the up on YouTube, I'll put that in the description there too. But in addition, if they want to write to the Rotary Club, we'll make sure they get in touch with one or the other of you, and that's RotaryWDA@gmail.com. Okay, again, thank you all for being here. It's been I hope not only enlighten people to play these sports, but maybe enlighten some other people to start up their own league or own team within their community, and you guys can certainly help them out do that. So, thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Anne.
Uh,
Thank you very much. I would
all
like
right,
to keep in touch with you.
We'll definitely do that.
yeah, I'll connect the two of you for sure.
Thank you, Ken.
Okay,
Thank you very
goodbye,
much.
goodbye
Bye
to
bye.
everybody.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.